Peace, this is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. We did it. We actually did it. Donald Trump is the President of the United States. It's been a long time coming. It's actually been a very long time coming. Ever since 2020, when there was a coup d'etat against him and Vice President Pence flipped against him and voted down the recount, which were actually the most bogus votes in U.S. election history, with 10 million uncounted votes. A record high of Democrats voting, more Democrats that are probably even in the country. When that coup happened, that was actually it was very bad. So this has been a long time coming, because the last president that's been in there has not been a president at all. All right, I waited a long time to post this video, to make this video, actually, to say these things, because when Donald Trump got kicked out the White House, I was just waiting since that time, because you could tell, like, that wasn't supposed to happen. There's no way that was supposed to happen. If you're just looking at the timeline from when Donald Trump got into the Oval Office and he started moving and shaking and delivering and executing and actually progressing every policy, every law he passed, every bill, executive order, that's just been like, this is good, this is good, this is great. Wow, we haven't seen something like this since Kennedy. You know, ever since he started doing that, like since the first day he got into office till the last day he was there, I was just waiting, because he wasn't done. He wasn't done to continue his job. Now he's going to finish the job. Okay. He wasn't lying. He's going to end the wars. He's going to bring down grocery prices. He's going to bring down energy prices. He's going to stop manipulation of free speech in the media. He's going to re-regulate health and make sure foods are actually safe for kids to eat. He's going to stop human trafficking. He's going to do a lot of these things that people are literally up in arms about. Okay? So in case you missed my last episode here, in case you missed my last video here, is about the events leading up to election, and YouTube being the psychopaths, criminal, rapists, pedophiles that they are, the pharmaceutical drug cartel that they are, censored my video because I was talking about the jab and how it wasn't what I was talking about, what it actually is. So if you want that video, go check it out on Rumble. There's no punches pulled. I explain everything that's been happening up to this point. Now, President Trump is the president again, okay? And rightly so, because the majority of America has spoken. There's been no other president that's been actually ushered into the White House by a landslide victory in a long time. Since, I don't know, it's been like 30 plus years since something like this has happened. And a guy who's gotten shot and came back after losing, it's like unprecedented. Nobody's ever actually done it before. So when he was on the way out of the Oval Office, the last thing he said was, "I'll be back." I'll be back. And then after that happened, it's just like, I don't know, it's just all these people who wanted a pedophile in office just running around in the streets with their shirts off saying, yeah, no, it's not okay for you to be doing. It's not sensible. It's not agreeable. It's not even remotely plausible to want a guy who raped his daughter and who touches little kids on camera in the White House, with his son blacked out on heroin, reeling fucking stuff crazy on his laptop. Like nobody wanted this dude in the White House, and you guys are voting for this vice president? Just like, it doesn't make any sense. None of it made any sense. For 4 years, we had to go through hell. And now he's gone. Thank God he's gone. All right? The dumbass fake president is gone. So with President Trump in there, the night he got in, I felt just this just these like, I felt like claws and like tentacles just like unraveling and unweaving themselves and releasing themselves from like across every house in America who has alternative choices for their lifestyle. It was just this net that's just going across every like house, like literally who have specific flags in front of their house. I just saw it all just unreal, just including my neighbors, my next door neighbor with like flags outside of the house. It's just like this stuff that we all had to live through for 4 years that they made these fake holidays off of for 4 years. It just started to just disintegrate and just fall away, just completely fall away. And then there's so many people so mad on Tumblr, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, just friggin' just having meltdowns. It's just been like this meltdown culture that's been happening. Just people just melting down. You just see how mentally ill people are. They really are. And I was watching one last night and laughing, and I was looking. I was watching it, and then the person said, "I don't know, guys. Ever since Trump got into office, I felt headaches, and I just felt off. It just doesn't feel right. Like the reason why some people feel off because a pedophile is out of office, because there's alternative gender solutions. It's not going through every household who identifies with that stuff anymore and inflicting the collective. They're not doing it anymore. So it's gone. It's gone. Thank God it's gone. Okay. So what this means for America is a lot of things. It means that there's, you're going to be able to actually speak freely about things that happen. There aren't going to be many more false flags that happen any longer. You're going to be able to eat food and not worry about your kid being poisoned by carcinogens. There's not going to be any wars, any like blatant genocidal wars that the United States backs Israel for with thunderous applause. There's not going to be a nuclear war with Russia with billions and billions and billions going towards Russia when there's hurricane victims who can't even eat food and have their houses taken away because they've been affected by a superstorm that was generated by the current the past administration, fake administration. Number 6, there's not going to be any more HAARP-generated hurricanes for weather warfare against the poor. This is as sick as it gets. Like this is like beyond sick. And it's just like people don't understand stuff is happening. They just don't understand. They just want to do whatever they want, and they want to be in that, well, whatever feels good. Let's go do that. Whatever feels good. I'm going to love anything. That means love is love. No, you can't love and do anything you want. And that's how people like want to live. They want to be proud about that. It's like, I'm not against anything. People can live the way they want. Yet you can't lie and say, oh, the majority of America wanted it this way. No, they didn't. No, this has been the biggest landslide victory in I don't know how long, 30 plus years. The popular vote this guy won, Trump won. The electoral college, Trump won. And now there's no plausible way, no prayer, Ice Cube's chance in hell way of Kamala Harris getting a recount. No way. And in Pennsylvania, they're actually trying to do it. They're to this day, Pennsylvania, some county, they're counting their ballots. Oh, we don't know. She might actually have a shot still. No, she's been a ghost ever since she walked away from her own podium in Washington, D.C. on election night and just started playing music and muting the news. She's gone. She plagiarized her book. She lied about her grandmother in her book. That wasn't even her real grandmother. She was wearing earrings that were telling her every little answer to her debate responses. Like she's a narcissist psychopath. And she actually wants people to believe what she's doing because she's a puppet. She's been a puppet. She's been lying the entire time. She plays off people's victim emotions and insecurities for identity politics. Wake up. Just please, anybody who's been voting for her has been played. It's been played out their assholes. It's been played just completely just like her, just like she's being played. She's being played by people who are the globalists who will give her money to say and do whatever they say because they're completely out of touch with reality and from the American people All they care about is themselves, what they can get from themselves, and how they can get more power and more energy and more dominance over something that they want to continue to try to control. Well, it's over. It's completely over. It's done. Get the fucking elites out of here. They're gone. They're gone. Like, they're done. All right? Everybody's getting arrested. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Mike Pence, Bill Gates, Fauci, fucking Zuckerberg's actually playing ball. He's actually taking a deal and saying, you know what? I actually did censor the COVID stuff when I actually did censor social media in 2020. So is Jeff Bezos, surprisingly. When Trump was shot at, he was like, oh, President, we're going to play ball now. We're not going to censor anything. And the last month, the Washington Post, the news outlet that he owned, he's like, we're actually not going to choose a presidential candidate. We're actually going to stay quiet and shut our mouths because if Trump is elected, he's going to throw our dumbasses in prison. Who else? Letitia James. She's actually going harder. She's actually saying, no, we're going to fight. We're going to fight Trump, blah, blah, blah. Like she's probably going to get killed. She's probably going to get caught and detained by the Marines and then put on trial, like a trial for treason, and then hanged somewhere. That's probably what's going to happen to her. So if she disappears out of the media, you know what happened. I'm telling you here first. All right. There's a lot of things that have been happening on the ground now, especially since the start of the election in those last hurricanes. There have been ground forces from positive military orchestrated into space, down on the ground, who actually have eyes and ears on situations that have been unfolding for the past months, years, until this critical point in time to where the presidency has officially been clinched and positive forces can actually have control and governance over the United States of America. The entire course of the election, military were literally going in and arresting poll watchers, voter frauders, voting officials who have been hiding, moving, tossing and throwing out ballots, generating fake ballots, shipping them and planning to move them into different states, rigging electrical voting machines, all of it. They've been going in, making arrests. They made over 200 arrests, just for ballots that were fake. These are the things that are happening. And after all those fake ballots that had been caught, there were still some that got through. And after all of those that got through, Kamala Harris still lost. So that just goes to show how unpopular she was. By all the fake votes that actually got through, she still lost. In every state that required voter ID, she completely just got blown out in. She only won the states that didn't require voter ID, which was heavily influenced by migrant, illegal votes from people who, are just, they're not United States citizens. They're paid by the Biden family and the Democrats to sway the vote, because that's a loophole in some of the bylaws that they have somewhere that they say that, voter ID isn't always necessary. So in order to, make them win off of an unpopular policy that nobody would want, they have to import people who are not from the United States to vote on those things, who have no basis or credibility to their votes. It's just a fake vote. So that's how that went. So there's a lot of things that have been also happening with celebrities. So a lot of celebrities are saying, if Trump wins, then I'm leaving. This is the last time you'll see me. Well, bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. You're gone. Who the fuck cares? Who cares about these dumbass celebrities? The only reason why they're saying this is because they're afraid of getting arrested. They're afraid of getting plastered and strung up on a rope like Diddy. They're done. Like, if you see a celebrity nowadays, that is still saying, "Oh, I'm leaving the country." They're leaving because they're running from their crimes. They're running from their child stuff that they've been doing. They're running from their pedophilia, child, crimes, and drug trafficking crimes, and all types of stuff that they're into. They don't want to actually face reality of their consequences. They want to play all high and mighty. It's like, oh, I'm a celebrity, therefore I can do whatever I want. We run the stuff. Like Tom Hanks, he's gone. He was the first guy to leave because he's the worst of all of them. He's actually like one of the worst people like in Hollywood. As far as sickness goes, he's a very sick guy. Okay, more people. Robert De Niro, unfortunately, I used to be a Robert De Niro fan. He's leaving. Who else? Cher says Cher is like going nuts. Cher from the 70s. She used to be like glamorous and amazing. Now she's saying, "No, if Trump is elected, she's gonna blow her brains out or something." Like, somebody should check on her. Like, it's getting nuts. Like, these celebrities are actually seeing like their karma coming back full circle, and they're being faced with their actions, the effect of their actions. Okay, you can't just like set up child trafficking rings and drug cartels and all types of Satanist stuff and think that you're going to be okay and that's the way of the world and you're going to get away with it and everybody should listen to you. I'm surprised Taylor Swift isn't running. Like, she's also another huge one. Her and her Kelsey football player, fake husband, like they're all in it together. Like, they literally want negativity for the planet just because they think that they're better than everybody. It's like, it's unfortunate. Yeah, that's true. I want to talk about something a little bit more positive. I want to talk about the truth about America, the actual spirit of America, and why America is so important to me and why it's so important to the entire world. Because when the Constitution was created and the Declaration of Independence was signed, the American founding fathers had to go through hell to actually make that happen. They actually had to leave England, break the ties from that parasitic place that was just based off piracy and dominion and slavery of their people for profit, and start a new land to where it's based off new values of a new world of freedom, prosperity, abundance, liberty, positivity, oneness, as one people under God. So that's actually what America is actually supposed to be. When they wrote the Declaration of Independence, it's actually a galactic document. It's actually based on galactic law. They wrote it so well that it's actually like universal law. That's why you'll see these Democrats, Satanists, pedophiles, warmongers trying to just completely go and do everything that's not in accordance of the Constitution. They don't respect the First Amendment. They don't respect this. They don't respect the Second Amendment. They don't respect the Fifth Amendment. They don't respect any of laws and bylaws of the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, because what is their motive? MO is do what you want. Do what you want, And then it's just like, no, that's not going to work for anybody. There's a huge flaw there. It's something that is very profoundly and fundamentally wrong, and it has to be upgraded. It actually has to be detached, removed, transmuted, and those people have to go to rehab, and they have to be, reset. Their entire soul is their souls are almost like destroyed from being in that state for so long. So anyway, when the founding fathers were actually signing this document and like negotiating it and talking it out in closed quarters in Philadelphia, the Ascended Masters would actually appear to them and actually say, "Hey, guys, figure it out. You have to sign this document." Like Ascended Masters like Saint Germain would literally just appear, just literally appear. They'd materialize and walk into a closed room when these were stalemates where the founding fathers were literally in a closed room, nobody in, nobody out, and this guy would appear in the room. Like, "How did you get in here? Who are you?" And then Saint Germain would be like, "Sign this document." sign it. Sign the document. Sign it. And he'd actually be, like magnificent, like, actually like conveying galactic, universal, cosmic love, saying, guys, you need to figure it out. The future of the world is in your hands, and you know it. I know you know it. We all know it. We know it. Sign it, everybody. So now to see this happen again, it's like the whole world is like coming back around, and karma is actually catching up, and we're actually transitioning into the new age. Because right now, Pluto is actually moving out of Capricorn back into Aquarius, where Pluto was in 1776. Okay, so it's transitioning out back into the place to where it was back when the Declaration was signed and America was created. So when people call Donald Trump the next George Washington, it's not just some type of accolade to where, oh yeah, he's a Trumper, all right. Yeah, that guy loves Trump. No, the person's actually like telling the truth. Like, President Trump saved America. He was the best president we've ever had for 4 years straight. If you weren't there, go back and look at what the guy did. He ended all the wars. He started to regulate the financial corporations. He started to end poverty. He did all these things that people were just like, I don't know, they were just like flabbergasted, like, this guy, but he's a game show host. Well, guess what? Learn to be humble. Learn to actually respect somebody who comes from beginnings to where you thought they were somebody and they actually weren't. They're actually somebody positive. Like, learn some type of respect for people in the world, please. Nobody's perfect. People can change and actually do good. Please. He actually started to do all these things. He started to, the first thing he did, the first week he got in office, and I sat there in my room in 2017 and watched this guy do it. And I was I was floored, because I didn't know what was going to happen. Hillary Clinton was going to be the next president, and we know what was going to happen if she got into office. She wanted everybody dead. All right, so what was this guy going to do when he got into office in 2017? The first thing he did was he went to Atlanta and he raided the CDC, and he started to literally he started destroying the sick experiments he was doing with autism, to give autism to children intentionally, because his son got autism, and that's the first thing he did. Ever since then, he did a whole bunch of stuff. He started to do a lot of stuff. All right. When Trump talks about bringing another golden age to America, he's serious. He's actually serious. All right. He was a billionaire. He knows money. He knows how to transition and turn things around and actually help things grow and control a company and balance a checkbook. All right. That's what he does. That's what he's always done. He has buildings with his name plastered in gold across them. I used to work at 2 of his casinos. Like, I know the guy. I know who he is. I know what he's done. Like, I just know that this is what's going to happen. Like, it's actually here. Like, the master S are coming. The funds that lightworkers have been speaking for years about are coming. 30 years. This has been prophesized by channeling some lightworkers. These master S and these funds. Oh, the beliefs are going to get arrested. Oh, the funds are going to get released and a new financial system's going to happen. Like, it's actually happening now. Now. It's happening now. So wake up. Do your research. Figure out who people are. Look at what's happening. Figure out where you fit in this situation. All right. And learn and embody yourself in this 5th dimensional shift, because it's going to be beautiful. There's a lot of things that are going to take place now. And it's like, it's amazing. There's nothing better than this. All right. So that's what I wanted to say. I feel like there's a lot of confusion, a lot of hate and jealousy and more confusion and negativity around there, because somebody who they don't understand is in office. It's childish, to hold on to your fears and to just judge somebody based off of who you think they are instead of actually looking at who they actually are. All right. So more on these picks. More on these cabinet picks. Trump went with Tulsi Gabbard, the veteran from Iraq, Wonder Woman herself as the director of national intelligence. So that was huge. He went with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, of course, for re-regulation of the entire government. They're going to cut 70% of the government spending and reallocate it literally to the people. That's what's going to happen. A lot of government workers are going to lose their job, yet all the ridiculous spending that's been spent on wars, that's been spent on child trafficking, that's been spent on drugs, that's been spent on transgender surgeries, all these types of stuff, it's going away, and it's going to get reallocated to actually something that's rational, that helps people. All right, not with pain, death, or starvation or mental illness. It's actually going to help people now. All right, and you still have people complaining about that, And then then we get RFK. RFK is coming in. He's the Secretary for Human Health Services. He's actually going to work with the pharmaceutical drug cartels and be like, hey, guys, if you guys don't get it into alignment with our new rules and regulations, you have a specific period of time to do that now, because this is what's happening. Okay? We need you guys to play ball. All right? Please. So with this new health administration, it's going to regulate the vaccination industries and really take a look with a magnifying glass on what is good for vaccinations, and not to have like any type of stuff going on in them. Yeah, I can't even use the word vaccination, or else YouTube will censor this again. So instead of using the V word, I'm going to use the word jab. Okay, so he's going to regulate the industry where they give you medicine through a syringe with a needle on the end of it as a shot, so it doesn't turn into another jab. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't turn into another control mechanism to where you're forced to take a jab, or else you lose your job, or else you get ostracized and expulsed from society, or else you're not able to use money, stuff like that, or else you're not able to post on social media, stuff like that. All these things that are happening, they're happening for the better of humanity. They're happening for a huge shift into global consciousness and awareness, to where the government is going to look completely different by the end of this 4 years, completely different. It's going to be more or less a one-party system. That's what I said in my last video. I'm saying it again. It's going to be more of a one-party system, to where both parties, they can choose to be, Republican and Democrat. However, they're going to have more of the same wants and desires and intentions, because all the people who were after the opposite, they're going to be either forced to play ball, or they're going to be put in prison, or worse. So it's like things are going to change, because they that's what's happening now. It's a galactic shift. Since 2012, golden light from the center of the galaxy has been hitting Earth, and since then, the Earth has been shifting and moving and developing and growing and evolving from the inside out. So people can see what's happening. They know when they've been being lied to. They know when they're being frauded. They know what's happening when a huge decision is on the line and is not in the best interest of humanity. They know when to make the right choice for themselves and for their families. Okay. More things that's happening. The nuclear, teachings for the nuclear family is coming back. Since the 1950s, control deep staters have been trying to break up families and isolate them and attack them and make sure that each family doesn't communicate and is not in league or in involvement or neighborly camaraderie with the next family, for employing tactics for manipulation through the media, like Project Mockingbird, and then all types of stuff through science, like Project Blue Book, Project Paperclip, all this stuff, all these things that are coming to an end. Okay. Trump says he opened about 50% of the JFK files, and it's just like he said he wanted to continue to go through them. That's what he said on the Joe Rogan podcast, but he stopped just because so many things are coming up, and there's so many people who are still alive who was involved with the killing of JFK. All right. Bush CIA set up JFK. George Bush Sr. was the head of the CIA when JFK was shot. So he basically killed, JFK. And I think he's still alive. I don't know. But, there's a lot of stuff that needs to go down. People need to actually go into military tribunals, military court, and things have to happen. And these things need to be looked at, and things need to be actually balanced and discussed, and things need to be done in a balanced, professional, and justified way to where it's reasonable and it's logical. The American people have spoken. We're done with being pushed around and bullied and dominated and crushed on our own soil, on our own planet, just to wake up and go to work and fucking feed tyrants who have endless gluttony for human energy. We're done with it. We're actually fucking done with it. Now, this is the beginning of the new age. This is the beginning of a new era to where we live and we run with our own intentions in mind, and we set our own course for our own practicality for how we want to live our lives. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to continue to be. And if any of these elitist nerd, like psychopath, pedophile, transgender, Democrat retards have anything to say about it, then they can go and, I don't know, move to another country, leave the planet. I don't know. What the fuck are they going to do? Leave the planet? They can't really do anything. They have to heal eventually. They have to do something. They can't just continue and just put their head in the sand saying, oh, no, not another 4 years, no. It's like, it's not going to work anymore. Stop crying because the world's getting better. Just because you have no control of yourself not to listen to the media as they lie and smear and try to character assassinate and physically assassinate the greatest president we've ever had since the 1960s doesn't mean that your complaints are valid. It doesn't mean anything. So start to control your emotion over what you tune into, please, because your mental health isn't more important than the prosperity and the progression of humanity at all. Like it's a joke that I even have to say that. So I'm just glad it's over. The 4 years of hell is over. So it is what it is. So to bring this full course, I just wanted to say there's a lot of love and a lot of compassion under all these words that I bring to you, this news of new consciousness and new age and this new era that we're transitioning into. What I see right now is the golden earth just kind of just cruising along through her path while she's going on a spiral around and up into the galactic center. That's what's happening, and that's how we are currently riding our timeline. That's who we are. We are Earth, we are the sun, we are the universe. We are galactic beings. It's time that we start actually acting like that and actually being that and actually showing up and actually doing the things that we actually feel we truly are in our hearts. That's who we are. So why, what's been taking so long? The shift happened in 2012, and I was just reflecting on how it actually took 12 years for things to actually start happening. Like a huge shift to where it's like, boom, now it's undeniable. Now it's here. Now everybody's going to see everything that's happening. Fauci's getting arrested. Bill Gates is on trial now. Elon Musk is literally taking everything out and saying that I'm the good guy, George Soros. George Soros is actually a Nazi who actually ratted on his own people and started to actually inflict pain and misery on the entire planet for decades. I'm the opposite of that. Everybody who has been involved is now going to be revealed to the comatose masses The people who are too asleep, too unaware to care, to love themselves enough to work on themselves, to understand what's going on in their own world. Even those people are going to understand what's going on. They're going to have to see what's going on. And, it's going to be too painful for them to hold on to their energy source of their mental illness, that they continue to feed off of. And that's just how it is. And I say that, with love. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. There's no other way to say it. It sucks that I have to say it, but there's no other way. All right. So this is what's best. This is what's happening. So you just have to get with the shift, or I don't know, roll with it, roll with the waves, because those golden waves are hitting and I'm riding it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep riding it. You better know I'm going to ride it. I've been riding it since, I don't know, I started this YouTube channel 2017. I was blogging since 2015. I was meditating and astral projecting since 2012, literally. So I'm going to continue to be me. I need you to continue to show up and be you, transition and continue to be you. Please do your job. All right. So peace and love. I love you. If you guys would like a session, I do healing, coaching, intuitive reading, custom art. I do it all. Custom organite devices, pyramids. I'm getting into energy spirit animals and in 3D print form. I'm going to have some dragons, going to have some lions, going to have some wolves, all types of power stuff to help you protect your space, protect your home, protect your dream time. T-shirts, wear awesome sacred geometry on t-shirts and things like that help you feel good on the inside while you wear it on the outside. So one more thing, if you guys are struggling to digest and to process and to assimilate all these things happening all once at you from the media, just take a break, take a step back and focus on one thing. What is the one thing that you're most interested in? I just talked to somebody. They said they're most interested in what's happening with the pharmaceutical companies. So that's your intuition telling you just to tune into that stuff. Just look at that stuff. Look at that stuff, and then you'll slowly figure it out, because this stuff has been happening for years and years and years, since before I even was awakened. Since like the 1940s. As far as this generation, since Kennedy was shot, it's like that's literally just since the 1960s. That's the people who are still around, who still have connections in government now. So it takes a while for you to understand things that are going on. Yet have patience with yourself, have love with yourself, and understand that there's truth to everything that is happening here. You can figure it out. It's not, we'll never be able to know who anybody is, ever. No, there's such things called an Akashic record, to where you can figure things out and feel for yourself, because law is law, truth is truth, love is love. Energies have definition. Logic is logic. Facts are facts. Facts are actually physical, universal definitions of what something is. So if you understand how to read energy, you'll understand how to understand who people are and what they are and what their motivations and intentions are. So peace and love. I love you. Work on those things. I'll talk to you soon.